People that are avoidantly attached fear emotional intimacy. They fear emotional closeness with their partner. This is because at their core, people that are severely avoidant have a low self-esteem. They have a lack of self-worth. And this stems from childhood. It's the result of childhood emotional neglect. It doesn't necessarily mean that they were abused in either a physical or an emotional way, but it means that they weren't nurtured. It means that their emotional needs were not met. They were not given the unconditional love and reassurances of their parents or caretakers. And when the kids expressed emotion, they were often dismissed. Stop crying. Nobody wants to see you sad. Dismissed. Feelings just brushed off. This results in somebody who feels like their feelings don't matter, and that if you express your feelings, you're gonna get rejected. Often, they grew up in households where love was given conditionally, based off of achievements, that you had to be good enough to earn praise and love, and that love was not necessarily a given. This results in a child feeling like they're not good enough to receive unconditional love. If these attachment wounds are not healed, they carry this feeling through to adulthood. The feeling that they're not really lovable. And if you get to know them, if you get behind that castle wall that they build around their heart, if you get to know the real them, you're going to figure out that they are in fact unlovable, and you're going to reject them, you're going to abandon them. They felt emotionally abandoned as a child. They fear the same abandonment as an adult. They fear their partner figuring out that they're too good for the avoidant, that the avoidant is not actually lovable. They fear the rejection so badly because they suffered it as a child and they knew how painful it was. They so badly want to be good enough. They so badly want to be loved. But when that emotional closeness starts to build, it fires up every cell in their nervous system. It is on fire because they've learned in the past that this leads to disappointment. It leads to rejection. Because if you allow someone to get into your heart, if you rely on them for your emotional needs, this person's going to disappoint you. They're going to hurt you. And it's inevitable that it's going to happen in romantic relationships as well. This is a result of unhealed attachment wounds. This is the result of somebody who has not healed their self-esteem. So when they pull away from a partner in a relationship where their partner is actually showing them emotional availability, consistent love and affection, and the avoidant pulls away and pushes them away, it's not a true rejection of their partner. They're rejecting themselves as not being good enough for their partner, that this person is better than they deserve. It's inevitable that this person's going to figure out that they're too good for the avoidant. So the avoidant better protect themselves now, shield off their heart, and save themselves from the inevitable heartbreak that is about to follow. It is really truly a self-rejection. Now, as a way to feel better about themselves in their mind while they're shutting down, rather than reflecting on the core self-esteem issues and the old childhood attachment wounds, the avoidant will try to justify it in their mind that somehow it's due to external circumstances, or maybe it's even the fault of their partner, because that helps them avoid digging deep into the painful stuff that they're trying to run from. But it always goes back to childhood. And this is what can happen to somebody if you emotionally neglect them as a child. They can learn to fear emotional intimacy and love as an adult, and it can actually create a person that has a low self-esteem, doesn't feel good about themselves, feels like they're not lovable, and can actually be quite lonely as an adult. It doesn't mean that you owe this person a relationship to prove to them that you're not going to abandon them. It doesn't mean that this person is relationship material, and it doesn't mean that the avoidance behavior is not selfish, because in many cases it's extremely self-centered. But having a degree of empathy and understanding that it does come from childhood wounds, it's a good thing to do, because when you're having that empathy and understanding, you're not blaming yourself for their behavior. You're not personalizing their behavior, which helps with your own healing in the situation.